We've of course got the inflation numbers as well that have just come out for the month of December, and they've come in at 7.18%, largely in line with what was expected. Remember, the ET Now poll was throwing up a figure of closer to 7.2%, and the actual number has come in at about 7.18%. This is just about marginally lower than what came out for the month of November, which was 7.24%. In terms of the internals and what's expected this time around is that we are likely to see an uptick as far as the primary articles inflation is concerned. That number might just come in at that 10.9% mark. We'll be getting the internals, of course, by and by. We've also got Mr. D.K. Joshi joining us now on the phone line. He's the director and chief economist at CRISIL, who joins in now on the show to make sense of the numbers. Mr. Joshi, thanks very much for being with us. Sir, as of now, we've got the WPI number, which is coming at 7.18%, and the primary articles number, which is coming at about 10.61%. On the face of it, what do you make of these two numbers?
Well, I think the overall WPI inflation is slightly lower than what we expected, though primary articles were expected to flare up, because as we saw in the CPI inflation also, that has gone up very sharply. And I think my sense is the decline would have come from the manufacturing side. I think the core inflation should, the data is, I think, yet to be out, full data is yet to be out, but I think the core inflation is what would have softened inflation, in my view.
We've also got Dr. Brinda Jagirdar, General Manager and Head of Economic Research at SBI, joining us now on the show. Dr. Jagirdar, thanks very much for being with us. Just in terms of what you've made of the headline number as well as the internals, we've got the food prices inflation, which is coming at 11.1% versus 8.5%, while fuel group, as expected, has shown a bit of moderation at 9.3% versus 10.02%.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, Dr. Jagirdar. What would you make of these numbers? They're largely in line with what you were expecting?
Yes, this is largely in line with what we were expecting. And we see one very interesting thing is that the trend is reversing, that's for sure. Though, of course, we found that the numbers for August have been substantially revised, and even for September. October, there's a minor revision. But what is clear is that inflation is at a downward trend, and I think this is what RBI was looking for. The fuel inflation, yes, there is some softening, but overall, though, let's not forget one thing: food inflation is still elevated, and primary articles, and CPI. So because of that, the problems around inflation haven't gone away. But what is clear is that inflation is tending to soften. And if we see this in conjunction with the IIP data that has come in, where growth has really become very weak, then I think now this sets the stage for RBI to cut the rates.